Good morning, world. Not too long ago from the last time y'all saw my face, I don't sleep much. But I want to start off, first of all, just saying thank you, because if you're watching this, then you don't watch the other thing. And it's a two-way street, kind of, interdependence. I give y'all entertainment. Y'all provide me the therapy. It's weird, but knowing that you can share the things that most people compartmentalize in their brain that eventually destroys them. You know what I mean? Y'all really help me with that. Just like my wife do, like my son do. You know what I mean? With that being said, really just wanted to say good morning. Replay my last few hours. I'm on a positive scale. I could sit here and probably find 10, 15 reasons to complain. But I also realized, even with 10, 15 reasons to complain, the positive thing I created yesterday conquers all that. Because while a year, a week, a month, a decade from now, I'm not going to remember an argument early in the morning and just not waking up in a good mood. I'm not going to remember that. You know what I will remember? That same amount of time that has passed, if I went back that same amount of time, I'd find myself in front of this camera, taking a chance, doing something I always knew I had and just never did, like so many people. I challenge one person to respond to me personally and tell me, dead honestly, I have no talents. Not me, you. I want somebody, I want to see if there's anybody out there that actually believes they have no talent. Because you find me a person that says they have no talent, and I find you a liar. It's a fact. And one of the worst things you can do is convince yourself you don't have a talent. You know the odds, the astronomical odds of a single semen making a womb, then the astronomical odds of surviving the next 9 months, then the astronomical odds if you're born into any type of poverty or with extra pigment in your skin. Our odds of survival are fucking sickening. But does that mean we get angry about it? We hurt the people we love. We lose control. We spend our whole lives so stuck in our own head and blaming that we literally cripple ourselves. And even if you're a person like me who don't give a fuck about yourself, what about what you create? What about your mom that loved you? Your best friend, your first girl, your kid, your daughter, your dog, my nigga? What about all those things you swore mattered to you that you just tear down every time you allow yourself to break? I'm preaching to the choir. None of y'all have did that like me. I can look you dead in the eyes and tell you there's not one person on this earth that I've loved with my heart that at one point in time I haven't hurt. Not abusively. Not walk in the house and smack you around or threaten at you to do this or make you do things you're uncomfortable with. No. At least not on purpose. Not with the intent to. And that there. What matters. Without the intent, it's a simple mistake. Which brings you to the very next step. What you gonna do about it? You get defensive, make some shit up, pretend that somebody else is wrong, even when they are wrong. One of the greatest lessons I learned. T was dead wrong. No grown-ass man, physically and verbally and seriously, tells another grown man that he is going to kill him the next time he sees him. Let me explain this to you. I don't do police. They've never protected and served me. I'm not knocking them. I have other rants for that. This is simply about this. This is a fact. If you call the police especially in an urban neighborhood, and you tell them that some kid, you could have been a full rat, give a nigga a birthday, social, mom name, address. You know what them cops is gonna do? Knock on his door in 2 hours and, are you and Mr. Burns doing okay? So we don't have to worry, right? And in the worst case scenario, a real cop who knows there might be a threat, you know what he would do? Detain him over suspicion for 24 hours. He'd be out the next morning, $50, $100 bail. And now not only was a nigga gonna kill me, or at least that's what he told me, but now I actually gave him a reason to. See, these are the things that y'all don't think about. Do you know why I think about these things? Darian Carrington, Perry Hughes, people I admired, people with strength and authenticity that shines in a room full of thousands. You know what else they have in common? Never saw 19. He never grew up. I watched a good mom. He had a good mom. He had a woman that was in one of the worst projects in my city that did everything. And he was a great ball player. Remember how I say everybody had talent? My man was like 6'5" and some change. And he moved like Ray Allen, man. Smooth and shit. And it would confuse you because he dunk all the fuck over you, rebound all the fuck over you. He had the things that can't be taught. Under different circumstances, I'd be on that nigga's Twitter page every day saying, I know that nigga. That's a real nigga. Respect that man. And defending his honor at every opportunity that I get. Why? What the fuck is love? The fuck is relationship? What is a communion? What does anything mean if a majority of us are so hell-bound on saying how important love and trust and respect and peace is? Do you know that's what people say, right? Right? That's the general idea of a good person. Then how come the entire world is based daily and nightly upon the opposite? Upon me making more money than you, my job holding me in higher standards than you, my skin color making me superior, my gender making me smarter or stronger. You're a fucking fool. To speak in generalism, you're a fucking fool. I make it very clear that whenever I say something, and I'm not a person that says it very often, so I'm like, oh, women this, women that, I'm speaking on a majority. Yeah, prove you a fact. A majority of black people are aggressive. Is that a bad thing? No. It's a fact. And it's actually a fact with a point of origin. I don't have to go back to Africa and try to figure out, though I have, and there always has been, tribes killing tribes, but there also has been tribes sharing tribes. They also are one of the few people, along with the South Americans, that ever lived in prominent cities with jewelry and gold visible through their windows and in their house. And robbery did not exist. Do you understand me? It wasn't even a crime. Now, it wasn't a crime because they said, oh, that's not so bad. It wasn't a crime because they managed to have an empire where it never happened. Do you understand that? And you're telling me that these all-powerful men, all intelligent leaders of ours, can't go do their own history? I'm going to say this. One of the most egregious, painful things that have ever barely, almost crippled me. There was about 3 of them. But when I read about the Spaniards landing in South America, And it taught me this valuable lesson. I can carry it all the way to politics because, again, universal truths, bro. These white men, these Europeans show up on ships, gowned and looking impressive, you feel me? They're taller than the natives. Their confidence shows more. They're warriors. Any warrior, once you take a life or two, you get confident because you feel the power. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact. Empirical data. You could be the biggest UFC fan in the world. If you ain't fought, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Analytics, yes, yeah. And you can also, as a human being, recognize what you see and see patterns and intelligently make good decisions. That's how you live on gambling. That don't fix the whole facade of it. It really don't. It really don't. And when these Spaniards came over, these Native Americans said, oh shit, we're being blessed by a more technological people. And they murdered them. They murdered them and they forced Christianity upon them. And this is what drew my line. And y'all can look this up. I will send a link when I have to look it up real quick. You can find it in a book called A People's History of the United States of America. Honestly, top 3 best book I've ever read. And no exaggeration. I'm in my 3000s. I'm 7 years did a nigga justice, and I read quick, and I'm appreciative of it. It's a gift of God, and let's get this clear. I'm not a religious man. I'm a God-fearing man, a spiritual man. I know God exists. I've witnessed death. I've seen life. It's not meant to all be explained. It's meant to be appreciative. It's meant to remind you that we can be better, my nigga. But, you know, I'm going to try to take a step back from the politics because I ain't going to lie. I got motherfucking goosebumps, bro. This shit bothers me. I'm a really sensitive nigga. It's crazy. When I was young, I never got it. And then when I started figuring it out, I thought it made me weak. But you know what's wild? My sensitivity made me who I am. A strong motherfucker and a very hard nigga to kill. And this is not bravado, bro. Am I proud of myself? Yeah. But you want to know the truth? For just as proud as I am myself, I fucking hate myself. I haven't seen my own daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, in 5 years. Not because I wanted to. Not because I didn't show. I'm not allowed to. You know, it's one of those things that civilizations just make a mockery of themselves. They really took my parental rights from my father. As a father, I no longer am the father of the child I created. And with every opportunity I was given, gave her everything I could, from love to money doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't. It's just a sign that, it's a sign of selflessness that you would rather spend it on somebody than somebody else. But that's not always true, because a lot of people spend money on people for control. But that's neither here nor there. So, I literally, long story short, my daughter was born in a project hallway when I was in prison. True story. EMS hadn't even gotten there. Her mom was Haitian, my BM and wife at the time, and her mother was Haitian. But her mom was fresh off the island, don't speak no English. Becca's in her convulsions, water broke on the floor in the middle of the projects. This shit is real, bro. Anybody who really been in that dirty, filthy, fucked up, angry, aggressive, depressive environment. My daughters arose from concrete. You get that? By definition. Most people that survive the projects, motherfuckers look at them and like, yeah, well, that's a strong-minded, tough individual. My daughter was born into it. Not only born, but didn't even wait for the EMS. Oh, she was also 6 weeks premature. And the doctor, a doctor of, I forget the exact number, so I won't quote it, but he said 40 some odd years. He had been doing it. Delivering babies was his specialty. He had never seen a baby that premature at that weight that did not need a single second in an incubator. My daughter was like fucking 4.5 pounds, fully developed. And you know what happened in 90 days after she was born? She was in the 110th percentile. And you could take it a few different ways. Like, oh, yours is kind of crazy. Or, oh, you're lucky. And luck's part of it, because no, not luck. I'm blessed. But it is actually something that showed me something a lot of people don't know. We all have talents, like I said, but we also have things, physical things, that makes us susceptible or better at certain things. It's a story about me. I believe I was 6 pounds, 8 ounces. Baby. Little ass kid. My mother was 14 when she was pregnant, 15 when she had me. My pops was 16. He was black. Mom was white. This was in the 80s. She was scared to sign the papers. He's a bitch anyway, and I will put that on fact. I hope you're a good man. But when I call you a bitch, Dwayne Thompson, I call you a bitch for one reason. I reached out to you as a little boy that just wanted to know why he was who he was and what he came from. And I didn't disrespect him. I praised him. You know what this dude did? He sent me a basketball. A nice one. For my 15th birthday. And then he called my stepfather and said, please don't let Alex call me again. I don't feel comfortable talking to him. So you could speak to me on the phone. Indulge information to me. Right? But then when you hung up the phone and you lay down in your bed at night and you thought about it, you was like, nah, it ain't worth it. And this is not me thinking and being good. Listen to what I just said. Rewind it if you have to. Human beings are very easy to understand. There's different complications, but it's nothing more than learning the complications and applying them to the person in question. If I speak too fast for you and you lose it, rewind this shit. Because if you can grasp what I'm telling you to change your life, I'm a weird situation where I am so fucking intelligent. I don't call myself no genius. I've recognized it for what it is. I learn fast. I had a photographic memory. It's still immaculate, but it's not what it used to be. I remember as a child, I would literally be driving like in the back of a fucking car. I'm talking 5, 6 years old. A Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young tape playing in the background. Because my stepfather was white, and he grew up in the 60s. And I thank God for that. It made me a different type of person on dogs. I mean, if you had placed me directly in the hood, surrounded, because let's keep it 100. What you don't know about me is, I was the crazy nigga. Ask any fucking body. Ask anybody. Ask them. I'd name names, but that's not my style. But you can Google my shit, see where I'm from. I'll even say this, Fargo. Look up High Street projects in Brookline in the very late 90s and early 2000s. Shit, Chronic the Police Report. And then as soon as I left there, Chronicle Brighton, Police Report 2005. Chronicle fucking Corwin Street and Phil's Corner in Dorchester, fucking 2014. You know what I mean? And that's not the end of it. I ain't even worked my way up to that dumb fat bitch that got hogged yet. It's crazy because I catch myself the way I talk sometimes, and I know that I sound aggressive. But you know what's so wild? If I heard a woman scream right this very second, this conversation would end, and I would run out there, and I would get in the way of bodily harm to stop it. That's who I am. It's so fucked up. It's so much who I am that sometimes I don't like it. The positive side is that it feels good when you know you prevented somebody from feeling the pain that most of your life has been. It's really that simple. Really that simple. So, honestly, I'm going to end this real soon. I did my rambling. I'm still trying to work on the title for this. I'm trying to incorporate who I am, and I'm so many things mixed in one. You also have yet to meet the crazy me. Like, and I'm saying it lightly. I am. This is clear. I'll give them in order. At 11 and a half, I was diagnosed manic depressive and bipolar. What was the very next one? The very next one was 2002, June 20th, when they killed Perry. The first tough nigga that I really admired, that I viewed as in, how like a normal child will tell you, or a normal man will tell you as a child, their father was their Superman. I can understand it and agree with it a little bit. But Perry was a lot more of my Superman. Perry was a lot more of what I aspired to be because I was always sensitive. Good fighter, but I was non-confrontational. I'd rather be happy, bro. What the fuck do you expect when I was being fucking smacked in my face before I was 2 years old? I just wanted to equal it out. Unfortunately, I was a child growing and didn't get that. Now, I'm not blaming because I survived. And in a way, the abuse made me stronger. I understand abuse. When somebody starts being slick and attempts to abuse me fast, that shit gets shut down faster than a motherfucking roach-infested restaurant. I play no fucking games with that. I could sit here with you. I'm a nigga that you could disrespect my mother. And I'm going to laugh at you like, oh, that's the best you got? On some word shit. But dishonor my dead wife. Hurt my child. Hurt my wife. Hurt her family. Touch my cat. Hurt my dog. And in essence, I will completely flip that switch of feelings, go over 1 inch to the left, flip that switch that sees nothing and cares about nothing but whatever the original goal is. In this case being payback. Know what I mean? I really love that one Mobb Deep line where he said, the taste of revenge is so sweet. The taste of your blood all on the street is called payback for that shit you did. 2 wrongs don't make it right, it make it even, bitch. And it's not even so much about the toughness about it. And he's not even technically right because 2 wrongs don't make it right. What I like about it is it's human. And I hope that I can get a follower of like a lot of people, and I hope this, that have lived more peaceful, calm lives. Because as much as I'm happy for them and I don't wish suffering upon them, balance is the most important, number one important thing in creating a great person. How the fuck could you value your happiness if you've never been miserable? How could you hate somebody? As in, dream about hurting them, sleep about hurting them. All you fucking think about is hurting them. How could you hate somebody that strong if at one point in time you didn't love them? Let's keep it 100. You want to prove that point? Walking down the street. Some random person you've never seen in your face beats the motherfucking shit out you. Hospitalization, wake up, don't know what happened. Right? Of course you're going to be upset. Hurt, mad, confused, betrayed by God, if that's what you believe in. You know what I mean? Those things are going to happen. But it's going to make you a better person. You're going to learn. And you're going to heal. And the greatest thing about rock bottom is, where the fuck can you go from there? Up, nigga. Now I'm ending it with this. And listen very closely. Strongly suggest you repeat this. I may even cut this and then re-put this part out again, just this end. Because I really wanted to talk about this today. Y'all need to understand karma. It's such a fucking loosely used word, it has no meaning. Let me explain in layman terms what real karma is. And there's multiple forms. Yes, playing it forward and treating others as you feel to be treated, the bare minimum. Consideration, sacrifice, the next step. But the real danger and undeniable truth of karma is, it is not this thing where, oh, I tortured a cat and tomorrow I'm going to get hit by thunder. No. Karma is something that you, what's the word when you emanate? Think about it this way. People watch people, and people remember what they see and remember what they hear. Say you're in a party with a bad bitch at the other end of a couch staring at you, and you know a little bit about her. She's about to go to college, and she got the same exact views and goals as you, and in your head you're like, man, that's my opportunity. But what if she don't talk to you because she found out 2 or 3 days ago you tried to talk to one of the girls from around the corner, and the girl said, I mean, I don't deal with gangster niggas like you, which is slightly attacking, but not disrespectful, and you spit in the bitch face. I've seen this shit. I brought up a real scenario. You know what I mean? And you may have destroyed your chance at happiness by accident, all due to karma. That is karma. The created energy, the memories. If you act tough for too long, guess what starts happening? It becomes hard to not be tough. One of the biggest fucking issues with prison, 3 or 4 times I've caught myself thinking of dealing with my son like I would deal with a nigga in prison. And I'm not blaming the world. It's just a fact. But it's a fucked up fact nonetheless, and it has to be changed. And that's what all this is. I'm gonna fucking ramble, fucking rant, fight. I'm gonna do any fucking thing I can to get you motherfuckers to listen to me. At least the people like-minded enough like me. Because in strength is numbers. And we all talk about fucking change. All of us. And we all have positions to play. We're not all fucking kings. And I don't want to be your fucking king. I want to be your voice of reasoning. You know what I was meant to be? I was meant to be the one the king calls into the council because he's too old to be a warrior, but has always been intelligent. He trusts him because he slayed his enemies whenever asked for. And then he relies on them for all knowledge and Medicare as he grows. That's me. Not a jack of all trades. I'm an ace of whatever fucking trade I want to be. And you can be too. Not everybody can be everything, but if you take the things that you can be good at and you play like you practice, say that with me. Play like you practice. Because if you don't play like you practice, when you play, niggas look at you like you just practicing. Take that for the day.